This is Professor Asif Iqbal. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss about the low frequency response of CS amplifier. So, in the previous session, we discussed the high frequency response of CS amplifier. For that, we consider a CS amplifier circuit for analyzation, which is this, right? And same, which is this. Okay, so same circuit means same CS amplifier, same circuit we are using to analyze low frequency response of the CS amplifier. This is our CS amplifier using here constant current source biasing is using to design this CS amplifier. So as we discussed already that high frequency response will affected by internal capacitances CGS and CGD, which we discussed in the previous session, whereas the low frequency response is affected by the externally connected capacitors, which is CC1, CC2 and CS, right? So here these three capacitors are the one which gives you the lower cutoff frequency, right, which gives you the lower cutoff frequency, and which makes that the amplifier gain should be reduced below the lower cutoff frequency. So to analyze this, what we are doing, we are taking the AC equivalent circuit of this circuit, right, where we to get AC equivalent, we are making all the DC sources to 0, means here it is open circuit. This will be the open circuit because of the current constant current source I, DC current source I, which is open, and since it is open, this is also a no use, means here minus VSS we need to collect to ground, right? So even you connect it to ground, since it is open circuited, this whole thing is open, will remove here, and here we connect VDD to directly to the ground, means here we are connecting directly to the ground, making VDD to 0. This is our actual AC equivalent circuit. So that is given here, equivalent circuit for analyzation of low frequency response of CS amplifier. So here we made it ground, and here the things is removed. We kept here CC1, CS and CC2 as it is, because this will give a effect to the low frequency, whereas since this will not be affected for the high frequencies, so therefore in the previous session when the high frequency response was there, we made these capacitors to replace this capacitor to short circuit, but here we are not replacing this to short circuit, because here CC1, CC2 and CS are going to affect on a applied low frequency input signal. So here we are not replacing the transistor with its what high frequency or with its low frequency model, So directly we are going to analyze here for making the analyzation simple. So here if you go and see the model for the low frequency model for the MOSFET, so we can get the input resistance between gate and source is a 1 by GM, which is given here. The input resistance between gate and source is 1 by GM. That is the thing is enough for here for analyzation, right? So therefore simple AC equivalent circuit is drawn for the CS amplifier here. So using this, we are going to analyze here what will be the effect for the circuit due to CC1, due to CC2 and due to CS. So therefore, so we find out what is the cutoff frequency due to CC1 and what is the cutoff frequency due to CC2 and what is the cutoff frequency due to CS. Means here we will get a 3 low cutoff frequencies. We are not getting 1 low cutoff frequencies, we are getting 3 low cutoff frequencies, which is due to each CC1, CC2 and CS, which each cutoff frequency we are going to drive using this circuit. By analyzing this circuit, we are driving the cutoff frequency for each capacitor here. Let's first we drive the cutoff frequency due to CC1, right? So due to CC1. So you know that by looking that equivalent circuit, VG here, the voltage VG, which is a drop across the RG, by applying the voltage divide rule, we can write V signal, right, into RG divided by sum of these 3 resistances. Means the resistance R signal and resistance RG and the reactance. Reactance means it is a resistance offered by capacitor CC1, right, which is 1 by SCC1, right, which you know that. So therefore we can write VG equal to V signal into RG divided by RG plus 1 by SCC1, which is the reactance offered, the impedance offered by CC1 plus R signal. Understood? So now you elaborate this, right? We rewritten and elaborate this. So by taking LCM and dividing with S CC1 so on, so we will get this equation. This is how we will see on the board here. Yes, you can see here to drive this equation from this to this, we utilizing board here. So in this you can see clearly RG divided by RG plus 1 by SC1 plus R signal is given. So here SC1 we are taking SC1 as a LCM downside. If you take the SC1 as a LCM, you will get this, right? So here R signal plus RG multiplied by SC1, right, plus 1 divided by SCC1. So this SCC1 we are send it upside, and we are taking R signal plus RG as a common, right? If you take R signal as a RG as a common, right, and sending denominator, sending what denominator SC1 here, you can see sending this denominator to numerator and taking RG plus, this is RG, right, this is RG, right, RG plus R signal, right, RG plus R signal, right, R signal, RG plus R signal. So this RG plus R signal taking common, so therefore, so SC under bracket you will get SCC1, right, plus 1 divided by RG plus R signal here, 1 divided by RG plus R signal, right, 1 divided by RG plus R signal, right, R signal, okay, right. So now we are separating this term here, RG divided by RG plus R signal, which you can clearly see here. We are separating this, right, okay. So now we have remain this term, right. For this term we are dividing here numerator and denominator by CC1, right, which we are doing here. We are dividing the numerator and denominator by CC1. By CC1 divided this CC1 get cancelled, and here we divide the CC1, this CC1 get cancelled. Here remains yes, here remains yes, right. Similarly here we will get a 1 divided by RG plus R signal, right, RG plus R signal, Rg plus this is Rg, R signal, right, into Cc1. So therefore here we will get S divided by S plus 1 divided by, right, which we will get what right, S divided by S plus 1 divided by, right, Rg plus R signal into Cc1, right. So which you got here, right. Okay, so now if you look this clearly, this is exactly gives you the so if you take this, the whole equation as a Vg by V signal, which will give you similar to the transfer function of STC, single time constant circuit, in a high pass, where Cc1 into Rg plus R signal is equal to omega naught, So in the last session I shown you the equation for STC circuit in high pass mode, where the transfer function is given k into S divided by S plus 1 by omega naught, where k represent here is Rg divided by Rg plus R signal, where transfer function is Vg divided by V signal, and omega naught is Cc1 into Rg plus R signal. So therefore here we will get omega naught is equal to 1 divided by Cc1 plus Rg plus R signal, which is omega p1, means angular frequency, angular cutoff frequency, angular lower cutoff frequency due to the capacitor Cc1, right. So here from this you will get angular frequency fp1, right. Fp1 you will get the fp1 here. What is fp1? Fp1 is, right, here you will get fp1 is equal to what 1 divided by 2 pi Cc1 Rg plus R signal, right. Okay, because W p1, right, omega p1, not W p1, omega p1 is nothing but 2 pi fp1, right. If you replace omega p1 as a 2 pi fp1, I am taking 2 pi this side, so you will get fp1 is a 2 pi into Cc1 into Rg plus R signal. This is the cutoff frequency due to Cc1. Next we will find the cutoff frequency omega p2 due to the capacitor Cs, So if you once again look at the circuit here, right, the current ID, right, which is flowing here, if you take this network, right, if you take this network from here to here, which will be the voltage drop is Vg, you see, from this point to the ground voltage drop is Vg. So therefore from this point to the ground voltage drop is Vg. So the voltage drop here is Vg and current flow through this is a ID. So therefore, Vg divided by the current ID is Vg divided by the resistance from this point to this point. What is the resistance from this point to this point? The resistance or impedance from this point to this point is, from gate to source it is 1 by Gm, and at the source we have a capacitor Cs which is 1 divided by SCS. So therefore ID is Vg divided by 1 by Gm plus 1 by SCS, right. So if you drive this equation, what we are doing here, we are multiplying numerator and denominator by Gm into S. If you multiply numerator by denominator by Gm into S, you see Gm into S here. In the numerator you will get, at the denominator Gm into S you will get, right. So this Gm multiply. So here you will get gm s divided by gm s divided by s cs. So gm s in this gm get cancel here, so you will get s here, right? You will get a s here. Then here we have gm into s divided by cs. So s get cancelled, you will get gm by s here, right? So here at the numerator we have a gm into s. So gm we take on this side and s will keep here, right? And vg will be here. So therefore id is equal to gm into vg into s divided by s plus gm by cs. Okay, so now you look this once again, we can say that this is exactly similar to the high pass cutoff frequency for means high pass transfer function equation for STC circuit. So where here transfer function is id by vg, right? id by vg, output we are getting id, input is a vg, id by vg, and gm will be like a k into s divided by s plus gm cs. So therefore here this will represent omega, here omega naught, right? This will represent omega naught here. Okay, so therefore we will get omega naught here, which is gm by cs, right? So which will be taken as omega p2, right? Omega p2 is a angular cutoff frequency due to the capacitor cs, So therefore here we will get a fp2, right? So here we will get a fp2 as because omega p2 is equal to gm by cs, right? So therefore here 2 pi fp2 will give you gm by cs. So you take this fp2 this side, means taking this fp2 this side will give you so taking taking this 2 pi, right? So here we are taking here, so we'll take it fp2 is equal to gm divided by 2 pi gm divided by 2 pi into cs. Understand? So this is what a cutoff frequency due to cs2. Similarly, so to get the cutoff frequency due to the cc2, we will go to the output circuit here. So we look what is the I naught here. The I naught is I naught we are getting by applying current divide rule. Current divide rule says that, so if you want to find out the current which is flowing through this network through the cc2 and RL, we need to multiply the main current source id, right? id into opposite resistance id into rd divided by the whole resistance in this network, means the I naught is equal to id into rd divided by rd plus 1 by scc2 plus rl, right? Since the direction of the current is leaving this network, we will take here id as a minus id, right? So therefore we will get I naught is equal to minus id into rd divided by rd plus 1 by scc2 divide plus rl, which we will get here. You can see I naught is equal to minus id into rd divided by rd plus 1 by scc2 plus rl. Okay, so once again this network, this whole network, we are derived, how we drive this whole network, this is similar network, similar equation. You see this equation and this equation is a similar, right? Only the thing is here you have rd, here rl, there you have rg, r signal. So for that what you get, you drive this equation. For that, from this you will get this, means so you will get from this as a rg divided by rg plus r signal, right, since right, into S divided by S plus 1 divided by CC1 RG plus R signal. Only the thing is here CC1 is nothing but a CS there in our Dawn equation. RG is RD, like RD, R signal is like RL. So the same way how you drive from this to this, yeah, same way if you drive from this, right, to this here, right, so which you will get RD into RL divided by RD plus RL into S divided by S plus 1 divided by CC2 into RD plus RL. Okay, so now you can see, right, so that is how you drive this, that you will get a I naught is equal to minus ID into RD divided by RD plus RL into S divided by S plus 1 divided by CC2 into RD plus RL, right, whereas V naught, see I naught we are replacing this except the RL, right, RL we are include this because this is the equation for V naught, right, you get the I naught, right, you get the I naught as a this equation except there is no RL here, right, whereas the V naught is nothing but which is equal to I naught into RL, and this is all I naught except the RL if you multiply this will become V naught, understand. So therefore, so for the V naught you will get I naught into RL, this, right, and this is equation exactly similar to the our STC high pass circuit, right, STC high pass filter circuit. Okay, so where omega naught is represented by this section which is 1 divided by CC2 into RD plus RL, right, so therefore omega P3 is equal to 1 divided by CC2 into RD plus RL. From this if you get FP3, right, FP3 is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi CC2 into RD plus RL. So therefore, so this is the angular frequency you will get due to cutoff frequency due to what? Due to capacitor CC2, due to the capacitor CC2. So the frequency F will get here FP3 which is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi CC2 RD plus RL due to CC2. So therefore the total gain, the gain is V naught by V signal minus RG divided by RG plus R signal into GM into RD plus RL. So it is the actual gain we will get here, right. So you know that the gain for a low frequency gain, right, with multiplied by three frequencies in a form of Laplace transfer, which we called a break frequencies. 3 break frequencies we have, 3 cutoff frequencies, lower cutoff frequencies, which you can see in a that frequency response diagram. You can see frequency versus gain graph, where you can see the 3 frequencies, right, FP1, FP3 and FP2. Here usually practically we choose FP2 is the highest cutoff frequency among these 3 cutoff frequency. Among these 3 break frequency, FP2 is the highest break frequency. So therefore that frequency we consider as a lower cutoff frequency FL, whereas the usually FP1 and FP3 are lesser than the FP2, usually 10 times or more than 10 times it is lesser than the FP2, right. So therefore it is clearly shows that this diagram means below FP2, right, the decrease in gain is 20 dB per decade, right. Below FP3 decrease in gain 40 dB per decade. This is due to the 20 dB per decade by FP2 and 20 dB per decade by FP3. Together it is 40 dB per decade below FP3, and below FP1 is a 60 dB per decade because 20 dB due to the FP1, 20 dB due to the FP3, 20 dB due to the FP1, to all together below FP1 the decrease in gain is a 60 dB per decade, right. So let's we solve one example here. Simple example is given. Remaining examples and I will solve and give you. Alright. Okay. Later. Okay. See here. We wish to select the appropriate values for the coupling capacitor. We need to calculate here capacitor CC1, CC2, and CCS. Right. For a given value of Rg equal to 4.7 mega, Rd equal to RL equal to 15 kilo, R signal equal to 100 kilo ohm, and Gm equal to 1 milliamp, and it is required to have a FL at 100 hertz, right? So usually what we will do, FL we selected, we will taken as a FP2 here. You can see FL is a nothing but FP2. Right, so therefore FP2 FL which is given, which is the FP2 is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi CS into GM, which we see, right? Equating this value and FL value, we will get a value of CS here. CS equal to GM divided by 2 pi FL, where FL is given, right, which is also FP2 100. So therefore we will get a CS 1.6 microfarad. Right? In similar way. So for FP1 and FP3, right, so here it is given that right, so amplifier you see it is required to have FL is 100 hertz and the nearest break frequencies, means nearest other break frequency FP1 and FP3 are 10 times lesser than the FL, means at least decade lower, 10 times lower than the FP2, means FL, means FP2 FL is 100 here hertz, so therefore 10 times lower for that is 10 hertz. So therefore FP1 and FP3 we are taking it as a 10 hertz. So equating in the equation for FP1, right, calculating the value of CC1. So FP1 you know that the formula. So formula for FP1 is here, right. We will get here the formula for FP1, which you can see in the digital board. Right, formula for FP1 is a 1 divided by 2 pi CC1 Rg plus R signal, right. Okay, use that to calculate the CC1, right. So to calculate the CC2, use the formula for FP3, right. Use the formula for FP3, which is calculated here, which is given here, omega P3 is equal to 1 divided by CC2. So FP3 is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into CC2. Let's take CC2 this side. So you will get here, right, CC2 you take this side and send this FP3 this side and equate the value for Rg plus R signal, right. So then you calculate this, you will get CC2 is equal to 0.53 microfarad, right. This is example for one example on the low frequency. Another example here given, you see the value of CC1, CC2 and CS is given 1 microfarad, Rg is 10 mega, R signal is 100 kilo ohm, GM is 2 milliamp per volt, Rd equal to RL equal to 10 kilo ohm. You need to calculate AM, FP1, FP2, FP3 and finally FL. Finally you need to calculate what? FL. FL is nothing but here FP2, right. So how you are calculating? First you calculate AM, use the formula for AM. So we seen in a previous session that what is the formula for AM, right. The formula for AM is given here, which is this, right. So R0 is not given in the program, you neglect the R0, leave the R0, take Rd parallel RL here, Rg is given, Rd is given, RL is given, Rg is given, R signal is given, Gm is given, that all you equate. R0 is not given, you take it as an infinite, you remove this and take Rd parallel RL only, you calculate the AM, right. So to calculate the FP1, use the formula for FP1, right, which is given, right, which we already seen, and then to calculate the value for FP2, use the formula for FP2, use the formula for FP2. So values of all the things are given here, right? Use the value for FP2. Then to calculate the FP3, use the formula for FP3. And once you see FP2 is equal to FL, you know that. So whatever the value of FP2, you will get the same value is FL. You see here for AM you will get minus point, you should get minus 9.9 volt answer here. Answer is given here. For FP1 0.016 hertz, and for FP2 318.3 hertz, and same it is for FL, which is 318.3 hertz, because FP2 and FL both are same. Then FP3 you have to get 8 hertz, right? So this is complete the frequency response topic of frequency response of CS amplifier topics completely. Right. So we'll continue the next session with one more topic in analog circuit subject. Till then, take care. Bye.